13th of December 2022. This skidmark is about the energy and developing countries. Now there's a lot of talk about the disaster in South Africa with Eskom collapsing, and then there's problems with the coal, and we know that large volumes of our coal is being exported to Germany and England, and the exports is one of the reasons why our local power stations are getting very low-grade coal. Now, unfortunately, we are sitting in a situation that our government does not consist of really clever people, and they are no match for these operators from overseas. And they cannot see that we are being taken for a ride. And if I say that, I'm called a racist. And I don't really give a fuck if they call me a racist. Facts is facts. You want the brightest and the best to be in charge of the country. Not the dumbest, the stupidest, and the most corrupt. If they're in charge, everything is fraught. And that is a fact. And I got onto this Twitter thread, and I was amazed when I started reading the thing. It's by a guy calling himself Michael Schellenberger. Now you can see in the snippets that I will share with you, you can see his username, so you can go and check him out on Twitter. Global elites are demanding poor nations to export their natural gas and not use it for themselves. UN climate talks aren't about the rich helping the poor. They are about bribing corrupt leaders in poor nations to leave their fossil fuels for the rich ones. And that is fucking exactly what is happening. Exactly. How much would someone have to pay you to remain poor? It sounds like an absurd question, and it is. And yet, that's what the UN climate talks are all about. Global elites offering the corrupt leaders of poor nations aid in exchange for not using the fuels they need to end poverty. I cannot tell you how angry I get when I read things like this, and I can see exactly the same shit is happening here in South Africa. Global leaders say that renewables can result in economic growth in Africa and South Asia, but they know perfectly well that that's a lie, because days and even hours after bribing poor nations to stay poor, they turn around and offer to buy their fossil fuels. A power balance shifts as Europe, facing a gas crisis, turns to Africa for help. Officials from Algeria to Mozambique say that they hope to take advantage of an abrupt change in a long unequal relationship. Per capita income remains tightly coupled with per capita energy consumption. There is no rich, low energy nation, just as there is no poor, high energy one. And then there's a graph there you can see. There's a direct relation between the wealth of the people of a country and the availability of energy. Europe's primary energy consumption, which is electricity, plus the energy used for heating, cooking and transportation, rose from about 12,500 to 23,500 terawatt hours between 1966 and 2018. In many African nations, fewer than half the population has access to electricity. Now here in South Africa, we had one of the best power utilities in the world, and we had the cheapest energy in the world. And then what happened? The fucking ANC happened. And they got their dirty fucking fingers on Eskom and started stealing that thing into oblivion. And today we sit with the results of all that theft and corruption. And the black people in this country, the majority of the blacks that are struggling, and those IQ70 keyboard warriors on Twitter that call me a racist. Fuck you, man. That's the reality. Your leadership that you have chosen and elected has stolen your future. You are fucking stupid. Look at this graph. Unfortunately, South Africa is not on it. I don't know why. All Europeans have access to electricity, but far fewer Africans do. 2019 share of the total population with access to electricity. And look at that. Just look at that. Kenya is the highest, and then Senegal. I don't see Ghana on here. But Ghana used to be an exporter of electricity until the IMF got in there and transformed their electrical system. And then 2 years ago they had blackouts. If the West won't invest in developing the global South's oil and gas reserves, China and Russia will. For decades, African nations have looked north to Europe for financing. That may change. China and Russia have repeatedly said that they view economic development as a right. And we can see it. The Russian influence in Africa and the Chinese influence in Africa is growing heavily. And the Americans are no longer welcome in Africa. And many of the EU countries are also being chased out here. But it's only our stupid fucking government here under Cyril that is taking billions from the Europeans to keep South Africans poor. No one has explained to Greta, said Vladimir Putin after Thunberg condemned economic growth at the UN, that people in Africa and Asian countries want to live at the same wealth level as in Sweden. And that is so true and real. These fucking globalists and spoiled brats, they've got big mouths because they sit in the luxury, a luxury built on stolen assets from third world countries. The primary concern of global elites isn't lifting people out of poverty and protecting the environment. It is about maintaining and growing their power as a social class over the rest of society. And that is something that you really should take note of. And once again to this South African IQ70 30% pass keyboard warriors. Take note. The world wants you to suffer. They want you to be poor. And when us, the white people, talk about it, you call us racists. Why? In the end, are educated elites like Thunberg anti-capitalist? Because capitalism reduces their power. Why are working people pro-capitalist? Because it increases their power. If climate change didn't exist, elites like Thunberg would find some other reason to be anti-capitalist, to demand a great reset, and to demand higher costs for energy and food, since such demands are essential to keeping the new rich and their workers down. The real reason Thunberg insists that there be no back to normal has nothing to do with the environment. It's because back to normal means back to economic progress. And that, more than anything else, threatens her status, power and privilege. And well, I can talk a lot about this, and you will see in the next few days I'm going to do a few videos about some of the things that are really bothering me and making me fucking angry here in my country. And today I did a tweet in which I said that the Afrikaners in South Africa are the true patriots. They are the people that care about this country. These black, militant, EFF type keyboard warriors, they are not patriots. They don't care about South Africa. They allow foreigners to stream into the country to fuck it up for everybody here. They allow this government to give our natural resources away to the rich nations. They, the Afrikaner, built the country. Industries, Eskom, mines, textile, you name it, agriculture, all the time focusing on building the country. And what has these fucking blacks did? What did they do since 1994? Destroy and destruct. Railways fucked, roads fucked, education fucked, hospitals fucked, Denel fucked, Eskom fucked. Nothing survived. Nothing. And in the few places where the Afrikaners are making a stand and try to maintain that what they want to see, they're under attack. In any case, I'm going to stop now because I'm fucking angry about this shit. These blacks has fucked South Africa up because they hate South Africa. They invite the foreigners in to plunder, and that is what it is. And if we talk about it, we are called racists. In any case, thank you for your support. Please give me a like and give me a subscribe and share the thing. It's important that you share. It's with the shares that you can break the grip that the algorithm has on me. They're keeping my shit under the blanket. I can tell you that. They don't want people to see my stuff. So, I need you to make other people aware of the shit that I can talk. In any case, I'm sitting here in the dark and it started raining softly. But that's how it is. Nothing is going to stop me. Have a great evening.